Hare Krishna everyone, we're continuing to read the Teachings of Lord Kapila, the book by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Chapter 13, Perfect Knowledge Through Surrender. So we have stopped at the point where we can experience Ananda perfectly in the association of Krishna. Continuing. We can associate with Krishna as a servant, a friend, a father, a mother, or a conjugal lover. There are 5 basic rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sankhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. In this material world, we experience the same rasas, or relationships. We are related to someone as a father, a son, a lover, a beloved, a master, a servant, or whatever. These are perverted reflections of the relationship with Krishna found in the spiritual world. Today, in the material world, I may be relishing my love for my son, but tomorrow my son may be my greatest enemy. There is no eternity in this kind of love. Or if my son does not become my enemy, he may die. Today I may love some man or woman, but tomorrow we may break up. All of this is due to the defects of the material world. However, in the spiritual world, these relationships never break up. They simply increase and increase, and this is called perfection. Krishna is very fond of tending Surabhi cows, but the Mayavadis cannot understand this. They say, "What is this Krishna?" Even Lord Brahma was bewildered. He said, "How is it that this Krishna, this boy of Vrindavan, is being worshipped? He is called the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is that?" Lord Indra was also bewildered. Therefore, if we do not wish to be bewildered, we have to understand Krishna in truth from Krishna himself, or his bona fide representative. The activities of Krishna are not ordinary, but divine. If we can understand this, we immediately become liberated. We need only understand the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. These pastimes are not ordinary. In the material world, a young man wants to dance with many young girls, but Krishna's dancing with the gopis is different. Because people cannot understand Krishna, when they hear about Krishna's dancing with the gopis, they take this as some kind of concession and say, "Now let us dance with young girls." In this way they go to hell. Therefore, we have to learn from the proper person about Krishna's activities. We should not immediately try to understand Krishna's dealings with the gopis, for they are very confidential. These dealings are given in the 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam, and this indicates that we have to understand Krishna as he is by first reading the preceding 9 cantos. When we have understood these 9 cantos, we can go on to the 10th. In this way, we can understand that Krishna's activities are not ordinary, but divine, and we can immediately become liberated. We may either hear about Krishna, chant his names, worship him, or offer prayers. In any case, we should work under the directions of our spiritual master or Shri Krishna himself. For instance, Hanuman simply carried out Lord Ramachandra's orders. Hanuman apparently had no education and he was not capable of teaching Vedanta, but he simply carried out the orders of Lord Ramachandra and attained perfection. Arjuna, on the other hand, took Krishna as his most intimate friend. Arjuna was not a Vedantist, but a fighter, a warrior. He had no time to study Vedanta because he had to deal with war and politics, but still he was the greatest devotee. People may say, "Oh, Arjuna was not a Vedantist, nor even a Brahmana or a sannyasi. How could Krishna accept him as a devotee?" Nonetheless, in Bhagavad Gita 4.3, Krishna says that Arjuna is his very dear friend and devotee. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti. If one becomes a devotee, there is no material impediment. Actually, bhakti should be automatic and spontaneous. There should be no motive in serving Krishna. But even if there is a motive, service rendered unto Krishna is good. Even with the motive, service rendered unto Krishna is good. Even if one approaches Krishna with some ulterior motive, one is considered pious. For instance, Dhruva Maharaj initially worshipped Krishna with a motive, but after attaining perfection in devotional service, his ulterior motive vanished. When he actually saw Krishna, he said, quote, "I do not wish anything from you. I do not want anything from you. I do not want any benediction other than your service." Unquote. After hearing about the many transcendental qualities of Krishna, if we somehow or other become attracted to Krishna consciousness, our lives will be successful. Tasmat kanapyupayena mana krishneni veshayet. Quote, somehow or other, we have to attach our minds to Krishna consciousness. Unquote. Srimad-Bhagavatam 7.1.32. Then Krishna will help us and give us intelligence from within, as he indicates in Bhagavad Gita 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. Quote, to those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Unquote. This is actual Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means Buddhi Yoga, because one who is highly intelligent decides to take to Krishna consciousness. Buddhi means intelligence. In this way, one can perfect his life by engaging in devotional service under the directions of the Shastras and the spiritual master. Devahuti understands this and is thus submitting to her son, just as Arjuna submitted to Sri Krishna on the battlefield. Text 30. Taditan me vijanihi yathaham mandadhir hare sukham budhyeya durbodham yoshabhavadanugrahat. Translation. My dear son, Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I'm not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Purport. Knowledge of the absolute truth is not very easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent man. But if the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent he may be, then by the divine care of the spiritual master, everything is revealed. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, therefore, says, Yasya prasadad, by the mercy of the spiritual master, the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavat Prasada is revealed. Devahuti requested her son, her great son, to be merciful toward her, because she was a less intelligent woman, and also his mother. By the grace of Kapila Deva, it was quite possible for her to understand the absolute truth, even though the subject matter is very difficult to understand for ordinary persons, especially women. In this verse, Devahuti shows us the process for understanding the transcendental subject matters. It is not by challenge, but by submission. The entire bhakti process is a process of submission. That is also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. Shikshashtaka 3. If one is interested in advancing, in chanting Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises that one must be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the trees. One should not be very proud of his intelligence, but should give all respect to others. In this way, one can chant Hare Krishna offenselessly. Although Devahuti was the mother of Kapila Deva, she presented herself as a humble woman. It was not that she considered herself superior because she was his mother. This is a very important point, actually. That Devahuti, she was the mother of Kapila Deva. She was the mother of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But she considered herself as an ordinary woman. She was very humble. And it's a very rare quality in our age, actually. To have that humble personality no matter who you are, especially if you're a woman. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I could have said that because I'm a lady myself. But it's rare. But it's essential for spiritual advancement. Okay, continuing. We have to please the spiritual master by service, and the entire bhakti process depends on the attitude of service. The transcendental nature of Krishna is not possible to understand with our blunt, material senses. Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes are all divya, divine. Our present material senses have to be purified by engagement in the Lord's service. And our first engagement begins with the tongue. It is with the tongue that we can chant the transcendental names of the Lord. This is not very difficult, and this path is open to everyone, even women, Vaishyas, and Shudras. After describing all the faults of Kali Yuga, Srimad-Bhagavatam 12.3.51 states, Kalirdosha nidhe rajan asti heko mahan gunan kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajet. Quote, there is one special advantage about this age of Kali Yuga, and that is that people can attain liberation and return home back to Godhead simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Unquote. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyata. Chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. There is no other way, there is no other way at all in Kali Yuga. We should try to avoid the 10 offenses in chanting the holy name. But anyone who chants Hare Krishna sincerely is purified. Cheto darpana marjanam bhavamaha devagni nirvapanam. Shikshashtaka 1. This is the easiest process by which the mirror of the mind can be cleansed. If Krishna sees that someone is sincerely chanting Hare Krishna, he will help. He is within everyone, and he can understand whether one is sincere or not. Krishna helps a sincere devotee internally and externally. Internally, he helps as Paramatma by giving intelligence from within. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Externally, he helps as his representative, the spiritual master. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Guru Krishna prasade paya bhakti lata bija. Quote, by the grace of Krishna, one gets a bona fide guru, and by the grace of the guru, one gets Krishna. Unquote. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19.151. Thus, the Shastras have given us a very easy way to appreciate our transcendental life. That is the Krishna consciousness movement. Devahuti has submissively accepted her son as her guru. She wants to understand Krishna perfectly by the grace of Kapila Deva. It is very important to receive the causeless mercy of Krishna and the spiritual master. By Krishna's mercy, we receive a spiritual master, and by the spiritual master's mercy, we receive Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has greatly stressed the mercy of the Guru, and it is an actual fact that if we satisfy the Guru by our service, he will give us his blessings. This is a very great opportunity for the Guru. The Guru is the confidential servant of Krishna. The Guru never claims that he is Krishna, although he is worshipped as Krishna. Sakshadhari tvena samasta shastrair yuktas tatha bhavyata eva sadbhi. Gurvashtaka 7. All the Shastras describe the Guru as being on an equal basis with Krishna, for he is the representative of Krishna. Therefore, he is worshipped as Krishna. Being the most confidential servant of Krishna, the Guru is very dear to Krishna. Therefore, if he recommends someone to Krishna, Krishna accepts the person. The Guru is the confidential servant of Krishna because he canvasses from door to door saying, "Please become Krishna conscious and surrender unto Krishna." Krishna tells Arjuna that such a person is very dear to him. Jai. We're going to stop here for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. The link to this book is in the description. Please check out our website shravanamdiaries.com, and we shall see you tomorrow. Hare Krishna.